Hey y'all, and welcome back to Ladybug Lotus. I am Lotus, and this is my channel. And if you've been to my channel before, thanks for returning. And if this is your first time, welcome. So hey y'all, so this is a new segment. I've been kind of allowing my segments to kind of come to me as I go because I started off with this grand plan and it ain't really been going like that because my intuition stepped in and said, nah sis, this what we doing. So this is a new segment that was not part of well, I guess it kind of was, but maybe just in a different way. I don't know. Anyway, it's called Heart to Heart. And this is the first one of my Heart to Heart segment. And my Heart to Heart segment is purposed to share with you all more personally, like more about my spiritual journey as I'm going along the path. Because I think it's important that if I'm being led to provide like spiritual advising, if I'm being led to embody a vessel, like be a vessel for the divine to channel messages for people, which is not something new for me, but it is something new in terms of how serious I'm taking it, like, and making it like my life's focus. If I'm doing all of this for myself, I just feel like, I'm 33, so I'm kind of just getting started in a way in regards to this part of my life, but I have experienced a lot and I'm still learning a lot, and I'm a lifelong learner. I already know that because I'm a nerd for real and I love to learn. I think forever learning is a beautiful thing and should be encouraged more often. But so with that, I learn every day. I learn something regarding my spiritual path every single day. And I journal like crazy, especially the more spiritually I become, the more I'm journaling. Like oftentimes I'll be journaling and like just writing down downloads that's coming to me, and I know that it's an energetic situation, a spiritual situation, because I'll literally like get tired and like have to like knock out after like a session of like journaling and writing and stuff. So anyway, I'm saying that to say I just feel like something that's always important to me when it comes to like being a leader of any sort is like being transparent where it matters, not like everything. Like, hey y'all, this is what I did. Then when I woke up, and then I went and did this, and then I did that. Like, not like that, but just like where it matters. So with this, it's like the spiritual path, the spiritual journey, you know, as an individual, you know, and so yeah, and it's important to provide example for people who are looking to you for help. And yeah, so that's why I'm going to do this, because this will allow me more of a way to let you all know I know I'll be sharing anyway, as I do like my readings, and I do like I did the sacred sessions, and even the videos before my Ladybug Lotus videos. Like, I'll bring me in because it's coming through me. But this is like more focused on like just letting y'all know, like, along the path, as I get things that are showing me how to move, or something new, a new lesson learned, all that, I want to share it. Especially so y'all don't think I just think I know everything. But I have been through a lot. I have learned a lot. I have helped a lot of people. And so, yeah, this is my first heart to heart. So currently, I just want y'all to be clear, like, I'm really going through a transformation process right now. It's probably spiritually one of the biggest, but I've gone through others in the past. This one seems a bit more, I don't know. I don't even want to compare it, but I mean, for the time in my life where I'm at right now, it's big. It's big. And if I wasn't already like spiritual and already like on my path, I would be fucking terrified right now. Either really terrified or really, really angry just because of like my circumstances apart from my spiritual living. There are some things I will definitely keep to myself because I don't need to like put all my business out there. What I want to share is that like I'm going through a transformation. I went through one last year. Like I went through something last year when I moved to where I live now in Arkansas. I moved from California. I decided to move from home. I grew up in California. I decided to move from there after a period of time of, it was just so much going on. Work, personal, internal, spiritual, mental, emotional. I was in therapy. Work, I got burnt out. Losing connections that I thought were they were significant, that I thought were something that they weren't. It wasn't my first time battling depression. I reached a point where I was like, I'm done here. And that also wasn't the first time I got there mentally. Luckily, I had a really great therapist at the time. And thank God for sleep. And you know what? With all that combined, I ended up realizing I'm thankful for options. I am thankful for options in life. We have options. I had started to feel like I was kind of in these four walls, like a prison, kind of, in terms of this life that I had built for myself up to that point. Highly educated, really good position in terms of work, my income. I was living in California though, so you gotta always keep that part in mind. But as far as, status and stuff, there was no issues there. Right? But I got to a point of, I'm not happy. Love was greatly missing from my life. There were many holes that had been punched wide open because I had started to dedicate myself to self-love so intensely, which ended up really forcing me in my authenticity to get rid of, to cut ties with some important people in my life. And then beyond that, some important ideals that I had been living in and living with, especially in terms of my education and career, how that ought to look and how it's supposed to be. And I've often been an advisor for others. And so I do believe like last year became I basically got introduced to myself as like an advisor, like for myself. But it's still all been a process because everything is always continuous with living. It's not just moments, isolated moments. It's a continuous journey with significant peaks and lows, right? And everything in between. So I've been experiencing my life here, away from family, and so I just want to share that part. That's when I got introduced to the concept of options. I said I'm thankful for sleep because I eventually, while in this mental space of ain't no way I'm continuing living this life with the way that I am, and in this world, hell no. Like somebody better come get me. Somebody dropped me off at the wrong planet. I don't belong here. I was 31, going on 32. Yeah. So I had some sleep and woke up and was like, I got options. Oh my gosh, I got options. What? You mean to tell me I don't have to, like, I'm telling y'all, like, sleep is serious. Like, I used to really not understand, like, how important sleep is on a spiritual level. It's serious, y'all. Sleep. People want to talk about meditation so bad and, like, all these other things, right? Meditation, saging, you know. I like this stuff, yoga, like, but people don't talk about sleep enough. When your consciousness shuts down, or your conscious mind, shuts down. That is so purposeful. Anyway, I went to sleep. So whatever was going on while I was asleep for my spirit, whatever was going on for my spirit and me, got me to a point where I woke up the next day and was like, I got options. I have options. I don't have to continue doing this. Work was not making me happy. Work was not contributing to my pot of happy, my pot of joy, my pot of none of that. It was just, even though it was very meaningful work, it wasn't like, I don't know, I think I reached burnout. I've been doing that kind of work, which was very much like social servicing type of field. Since at that point, it was what I had to count. It was 13 years. So, and I mean, if you've watched some of my other videos, you see I go hard. So it could be kind of easy for me to burn myself out. But nah, I needed a change of pace. For real. So and one of my colleagues at the time, after everybody at work became aware that I was leaving, one of my colleagues made it clear that she's older than me. She was like, I was now switching over into basically being for myself what I had been being for others. I was like, yeah. She's a Latina, I want to say, or no, from Ecuador, I think, something Central American. So I say that because there was a term that she used. It wasn't English. and yeah, it was I don't know if it was Spanish or Latin, but yeah, she said it was a term for it, and that's what that was the phase of life I was entering for myself. So because at my job I used to work, that work was we talked, everybody talked, like, kind of personally sometimes with each other. So so I now this year it's like another phase, another level that's going on. And I find myself back in this well, now what, some months ago I found myself, well, probably about going on almost a year ago now, found myself being back in like a position of doing for others again, when the whole thing was, I was like, I gotta focus on me, I gotta get my sleep, I gotta get my rest, I gotta get my simplicity. Like, my life was always so complex, I needed simplicity. It was always so busy, I needed rest. It was always so demanding, I needed freedom. No, a little bit more freedom from like responsibilities beyond taking care of me and doing what I need to do to take care of me. So eventually, because I just got this bone in my body called leadership, and it just be like, it's so strong. It just don't lose no density. No, but I just take things that I do seriously. That's all. Like, I'm for real, all about heart for real. Like, I got heart for real with just about everything that I do. And so that began to show up in my work. I got, kind of pulled for just to see if I would be interested in some position, some like extra work that was more like leadership and stuff. So that started pushing me back in that direction. Because then me, of course, I'm like, yeah, I admit I was a little bored. So, because I was a little bored, like just doing the mundane. Even though I was loving my sleep, boy. I wasn't taking work home with me at all. It wasn't on my brain when I got to work. I was able to be free from work when I would get home and have just the best sleep ever. And I'm like, oh, I have never had this. This is yummy, just nice. Just living the life for real. Just simple. Just simple. I always would have to take work home with me, whether it's in my brain, in my backpack, or both. Like in my heart, in my emotions. So eventually started going back in that direction because of extra responsibilities that I began to take on. Then being encouraged to, apply for other things because I got degrees and you should do this, and and start to do that, and ended up in a position of pure service. Pure service. Pure service, y'all. Like, pure service. And I mean going hard for those I serve. So that's been for some months. And well, what do you know? Reached burnout again. But I think the burnout came with, it all came together. Physical sick, just sick. And not for the first time. Like, I kept seeing the pattern of the stress and then the sick. Get stressed, get sick. It happened like 3-4 times last year. More stress, get sick. So, yeah. this last time I was sick, I was super stressed. Um, but yeah, so now mind you, I always been spiritual, I always been creative, but I also always been about my stability. So not very like, I'm gonna go take this risk of doing this on my own, not sure how the stability is gonna look, the income's gonna look. I'm just gonna do this to that. Who, me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm gonna work full time. I'm gonna have full time income. I'm gonna period, point blank. And if I have time for the other stuff, then I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna get my education and like all the serious stuff, the needs. I always would say that I'm gonna do what I need to do first, then I'm gonna do what I want to do. But then if I don't have time to do what I want to do, oh well, then I just don't get to do what I want to do. So anyway, so here I am, burnt out with work again. Ended up sick again, not just physically sick again, but mentally sick this time again. So like last year before I moved from home, but also stressed from like again personal relationships. But I find myself now in a place of feeling my purpose coming through more clearly, more than ever. So this channel has been extremely related to that, and like really currently like my primary outlet, my primary project regarding how I'm really regarding my transformation for real. Been getting signs, synchronicities, dreams, everything, confirmation, like I'm going in the right direction for where I'm at now. But it's basically another transformation. So with that, I'm having refinement after a huge, basically, you could say like a breakdown in all these different areas of my life at the same time. And then receiving inspiration from others, really like a couple others, and they didn't even know what they were doing when I got this inspiration from them. This energy from them that for me transmuted into inspiration for this, like my true work, and duty and service. I've tasted this path before, just like I talked about how I tasted real love before. So I've tasted this path before with other things. Like, you're not really finding me nowhere else on social media, but I used to have like other like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, like, and I've dabbled, I'll say, with this in the past, but I obviously wasn't fully ready. Distractions, wounds, triggers, being, just a bunch of all of that stuff. So these days, I'm learning much better what's required for my path. Like, what's required of me for me to successfully do my path. One of those things has, so far it does seem, has been maybe because of where I'm at in my path right now, on top of my physical, mental, spiritual, emotional makeup. I feel the need to say my central nervous system for real. That's where we experience anxiety and sensitivity. I'm a highly sensitive being, empathic, and been through a whole lot of wounds and trauma, and so I think I was talking about how we are babies coming out of a rebirth, right? So we have to be careful with ourselves, but it's like you're not like you're reborn, so you're not like somebody totally different. Like you're still who you are, and you are who you are for a reason, but now you're just being reborn into this new phase, this new level, this new level of your ascension process for your path, your purpose, your destiny, your service, your work, your duty. So for me, it's like I still am who I am, just at another level of my life. So I'm still sensitive, still all these things that I already was. So now, as like a newborn again, like spiritually, those things are like raw again. But it's like, okay, Antoinette, so now for what? Why? What is this all for? They're not disorders. They're not defects. They're purposeful. My highly sensitive nature is for a purpose. It's for a real purpose. Yeah, my highly sensitive nature is for a real purpose. It's like these things that can often be seen as disorders or defects. Like, it's like I'm hearing, find the power in them. Find out what makes them your superpower for real. Because it's possible. It all holds power. It all holds weight. I must say, I'm thinking currently of like my experiences with depression over and over and over again. I'll admit, for a while when I went without experiencing any depression, but damn it, when it came back with a vengeance. But it's like, without having that experience, this is my most recent one, and really, I'll be honest with y'all, I still am kind of in and out of it, for real. And I almost feel like it's something to like not celebrate, but like I don't know. I hear trumpets in my head when I think of finally getting a official formal diagnosis, because I don't know. I think I'm just in a place in life now where I'm learning, like, you can have things that you've experienced and gone through, but if you don't got the documentation, like, it can be hard to get help. It can be hard to be taken seriously. I've done so much therapy, but I mean, like, the evidence of that has been me having to tell my new therapist, like, oh yeah, I've done this and this and that, and have to look up people from the past. Like, it was like, dang, what was that therapist's name? Where was that at again? Like, I've done so much over all these years, in different places, and then I've had a lot of people like suggest to me, like, oh yeah, you definitely, oh my goodness, I just thought I killed a mosquito. I'm sorry. My environment is one of high humidity right now. It was just raining not too long ago, So I am on the lookout and the hunt for mosquitoes that have made it into my room. I don't like that. Sorry. But yeah. So yeah, finally got like a proper and formal diagnosis, like documented, where it's like, okay, one more step closer to just getting the help and support that I need. Again, still continuing with that journey, right, of leaving home or leaving California with this new path of being, for me, what I've been to others for so very long. But now it's like mixing that up with also being of service, because I love to be. I do, because I care about people for real. You can blame it on my sun sign being Aquarius, humanitarianism, plus my passionate Aries moon. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to do it with passion. Probably to a fault. But nah, I do believe I've been having to like learn how to not forget about me, as I'm helping other people. I had articulated it to someone a little while back. Like I'm having to learn how to, I need to learn how to love me while loving somebody else. Typically, it's like if I'm loving somebody else, I'm only loving them. Forget about me. And then, so like shortly before I left California, I was all about loving me. And, but it was required. I needed that. Like shutting it all down. And like now I feel like I'm getting to a place of bringing it all together, and paying attention to the details and making sure I'm giving myself what I need and getting what I need, while also not giving up on my dream of being of positive impact in this world, for real, because that definitely pulls at my soul. Like, it's not just for a noble look or cause, like none of that. Like, I was put here for service, for for humanity, for the earth, for the living, for real. I really was. So it's just a matter of having to be holistic with that and not a martyr. So right now, I'm going through this transformation where I'm really learning that, and it's a daily learning situation. And I've really been forced into a place of more so solitude than anything else, so that every day something new is coming through. Almost just about every day I've been having a new dream, like real dreams, vivid dreams, new messages. It's everything is so heightened regarding like my connection to the divine, my spirituality, you know, everything that I kind of already was sometimes dabble in regards to how I help people or how I communicate with the divine. And it's like all that is like, it's like on 10. Like, I be wanting to say on 10, but then I gotta say like, nah, it's more than that. Like, yeah. So, like for instance, today, I had some things to do outside of my safe space, my sanctuary. My home has truly become my sanctuary for real. I don't want to go nowhere else unless it's to Trader Joe's, but then like right back home. um, but I had to go handle some things, and because I'm still getting my support that I need, because I mean, it's really a beautiful thing that I'm able to show up and do this, but honestly, this, me doing this type of thing on here, the moments that I'm recording, it's so miraculous how I'm able to do it, because when I'm not, my emotions and my mind can be anything, super high, super low. It like I'm back into just dealing with my own personal, mental, emotional uh, transformation for real right now, which is requiring a lot of attention and energy. So, yeah. So I was, handling that type of business today, and ended up um, basically being presented with the opportunity to finally forgive someone for hurting me for real. But what's crazy, I had just watched a movie not too long ago on YouTube, and I apologize for background noise. That's my neighbors. Um, I had just watched a movie recently that taught me something. Uh, Gosh, what was it called? It got Mark Wahlberg. He was the main character. It was like, I think it was an older movie, but he had a friend who. So Mark Wahlberg in the movie had lost his wife. His wife was killed. Um, yeah, his wife was killed. Um, Mark Wahlberg was a detective or police officer, a detective. He had a partner. His partner was supposed to be helping, trying to find who killed Mark Wahlberg's wife. Mark Wahlberg, they never. It was like eventually Mark Wahlberg found the guy like at the end of the movie, but basically like the movie started with the wife already being killed. So Mark Wahlberg is in this place of, despair, and he's just working. He just works, and it's like, yeah, it had been some time had passed, so it just, and his baby was killed too. So he just pours himself into work. And what happened also, he had this friend, well, his partner who was his friend, and he had pushed him away. Like he basically let go of that relationship with his friend because he kind of blamed his partner, his friend, for not for basically the people who killed his wife and baby, for them not being found. So because of course Mark Wahlberg wasn't in the place of being able, I don't think, to like own the case. I don't know. But eventually his friend and partner died because he was basically on a mission to basically try and get some answers for Mark Wahlberg, who would explicitly express his anger, of him, the case being unsolved, and his basically expressing to his friend like he didn't do enough, making him feel really bad and guilty. And so the friend was trying to still find answers, and in his pursuit of trying to find answers, he actually got really, really freaking close And whoever had killed the wife, they found out that this guy got really close and ended up killing the guy. So, Mark Wahlberg, he ended up trying to go to the his partners, his friends, the repast at the house. The wife wasn't having it. His friend's wife wasn't having it. And she made it clear to him, like, all you had to do was say one word, or something like that, 2 words or something. Basically saying, like, all you had to do was forgive him. Like, he was trying so hard to get, please you, to get your forgiveness, and you made him feel like he never did enough. All you needed to do was say some word, or I think she said say 3 words, like, I forgive you, or something. I don't know. Basically, like, the whole point was, yeah, he didn't forgive him before he died. And then he died in the line of trying to basically, like, and I don't even know if it was forgiveness, but it was, just, you know what I mean? Like, the friend was like, I'm wanting to do this for you because obviously, you don't think I've done enough. And then while trying to do that, got killed. So the wife wasn't having it. She slapped Mark Wahlberg and told him to leave. So it was a really sad scene. But anyway, so when I was presented today with the opportunity to forgive someone who I felt was expressing sincere apology, that movie crossed my mind. I didn't respond right away. I processed things. I was kind of processing. I listened to some music, like I said, like I'm really, really going with the divine, spirit. So I can't just be responding real fast like I have in the past when, people are not being sincere, in that rat energy, but then I also have to be aware of, like, well, what am I saying? Why am I saying it? Because of course, me being me, I'm not hating you. So I gotta have my emotions in check, and eventually it got to a point to where I was able to sincerely say, like, I forgive you. But it was also a thing of, it was, I don't need to say what it all was, but eventually, because there was more, but it took me a minute. But I did. I got to the point where I'm like, I forgive you. And I think the purpose was because it was like I had gotten to a point of realizing there's more here in regards to you. There's more here in regards to what you really need to do for yourself that really doesn't involve me. And me in my care, I want you to know what I am feeling like I'm hearing that it is from the divine. I'm gonna let you know, and so I forgive you for that, because it was like I don't want to hold you to that, and that becomes a distraction for you from what you need to be doing for you. And then of course that ends up being a mutual thing, right? Like, same for me. I kind of feel like that was the first time that happened with me, inside of me. Now it's like something I would have done before was like kept myself involved in the situation, like tried to offer myself up as like help, support service, but instead like just providing resources, like, because I still need to tend to me. But this is what I'm able to provide to you right now. as a person of service, and as someone who cares about that person. And if it kind of just dawned on me what the purpose of forgiveness is for real, like, so that we can get free from something that is holding us back from something else that has been revealed as a destiny, a purpose, the thing that matters more now, especially after a sincere apology has been provided. Refinement, y'all. Like, refinement is happening for me, for a lot of us, for all of us. Those who've been hurt, those doing the hurting. Because, sometimes we switch roles, right? So that happened today, along with other things, but that stood out for me. And I just want to say, like, that's what I feel being of heart is really all about. It makes me think of the story of Jesus, the different stories I've read about him in the Bible, and different things that he did that other people would judge him about. Like, why is your teacher eating with sinners and thieves and stuff like that? It makes me think about my attraction to things that are hidden, things that are covered in dark, that are forgotten by most, that are unknown by most. It makes me think about the power of love for real, and the power of love for real, and the mission of an agent of heart in this time. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but every day something becomes illuminated. Another step forward along the path illuminates, and it just gets a little deeper for me. This work, the calling I feel, my intuition, I mean, all of it. So I'm grateful for this channel and for people interested in it, and other people who are agents of heart for real. And I'm most grateful for my experiences in real life that have me here doing this now, doing all of this through this tool. I can't express enough what I feel right now. So I'm gonna just leave it there, but I wanted to share that with y'all. Hope you appreciate it, and yeah, just remain open to learning every day, because it's a journey. It's a journey. So thank you, and see you on the next video. Bye.